I bet you thought kebabs were always just meat on a stick, but think again. This skillet kebab is a vegetable-packed one-pan dinner that my friend Özlem Warren taught me and 12 other people on our recent culinary tour in Istanbul how to make. And it's one of her childhood favorites from her home region of Antakya. We're gonna start with the potatoes, which we want to wedge into 6 pieces. These are the best part of the whole dish. You want them to be nice and thick. That's why we're par cooking them, so that we still can get that dense potato, but not overcook them in the time it takes to cook ground beef, which is not all that long. So we put in some oil, salt, and pepper. Stir this around, and then this is gonna go covered in a microwave for about 6 minutes, and that's the perfect amount of time to get the rest of our vegetables meased. So for our peppers, these are gonna go on as our decoration. We get to have a little art project later. All you wanna do is have them and seed them. These are sort of wild looking peppers. I grew these. These are called Jimmy Nardellos. You would not find Jimmy Nardellos in Turkey necessarily. However, any beautiful red bell pepper will work. And then we're making a flat surface so that we can lay it flat on top of the ground meat later in the skillet and get a lot of good charring. So for our tomatoes, and I'm gonna use a serrated knife, it's an easier way to cut tomatoes. See, oops, slides right through. You want halves as well, because again, we want them to lay flat on the beef in the skillet so that we get really good charring up here. And if we have small pieces, they'll sort of overcook and maybe get too charred. So nice meaty halves for our peppers, for our potatoes, and for our tomatoes. Now all the vegetables that go in for the flavor of the filling. We're gonna do a bunch of parsley. And when you're chopping parsley up this much, you can use these small stems, but these are pretty dense. It's not like cilantro where you can eat these. You can throw these in the freezer in your stock bag. They'll add plenty of flavor to some chicken broth. You can compost them, but just don't cook with them. Turkish cuisine, I think in the United States, we think it is full of 1,000 spices because we're used to seeing pictures of the spice bazaar and it being such an important part of the spice trade. But really, they only use a handful of herbs and a handful of spices. Parsley by far is the most commonly used herb. And then the spices are also the spices that we're gonna use in this dish. So we're gonna be using cumin and Aleppo pepper and dried mint and dried thyme. All are used a lot, especially cumin and Aleppo pepper. The other spice that is used frequently that we're not using in this dish is sumac. But those really are the small handful of spices used in Turkish cuisine. Otherwise, all the spices you see, most of them were for economic and trade purposes. So Turkish cuisine is really approachable with a small number of ingredients that you keep in your pantry or just know to have on your regular shopping list. You want to get this pretty fine, like all things in the cooking world, I never stress about perfection. Relatively finely minced parsley is going to go in with our beef and our lamb. Then we're also going to grate 2 garlic cloves. Now we're adding in a diced bell pepper. So obviously be exactly the same pepper you use for the top. If you just want to buy an extra or if you have some bell pepper left over, it's a perfect use. And this is a great use for that half of a red onion that you keep in your fridge. And then the spices I was talking about. Here we have the cumin, the Aleppo, the thyme, and the dried mint. Dried mint may not be an herb you're familiar working with, but it is actually my favorite of all the dried herbs. It has such a different flavor than fresh mint, and it's a beautiful application with tomatoes, and it works really well with gamey meats like lamb, sort of freshen them up a little bit. Stir everything around so it doesn't explode out of the bowl, and then just get in there. You really want to get everything mixed in. You can make this dish with all beef if you want to, but if you have ground lamb or can get it, I really recommend it. It adds an extra sharpness and depth of flavor to the dish that beef alone doesn't do. Beef's a little too sweet. So you want to get an oven-safe skillet, and we're going to put some tomato paste on the bottom. If you can get your hands on Turkish pepper paste, which is very similar in consistency to tomato paste, but has an incredible depth of flavor. That would be traditional and would give this a real Turkish flavor profile, but tomato paste really does work in a pinch. Now we're gonna put in our meat mixture, and you just wanna distribute this evenly across the skillet. Also helps you sort of tuck the corners in so they don't go too far up the sides. Now, line all the potatoes in a circle along the outside, but I want you to leave 2 wedges out. And And we're actually gonna slice them into a thinner slice. And we're gonna wedge these to a little pattern. These pieces of potato are the money piece of this whole dish. As it cooks, those potatoes with the flesh side down are gonna absorb all that beefy, lamby, pepper, onion, cuminy, juicy awesomeness and become saturated in it, and you're gonna pick them out and eat them before you serve your guests. This is what Özlem's mother did, and I feel like I have to honor that. And now we're gonna put in our peppers. So many vegetables in your beautiful skillet kebab. Then you wanna arrange your tomatoes. If it all works out, you arrange them within your little potato flour that you have in the middle. This is gonna go in a 450-degree oven on the lower rack for only about 15 minutes, quick. That's why we parboil the potatoes. And if you wanna temp it, you want it 125 in the center. Oh, I can see all those meat juices already. Look at all that, great. Okay, now back under the broiler just until the tomatoes, peppers, and potatoes have a nice char on them. But don't be afraid to let them get pretty charred. It's extra flavor development. Look at the transformation a little char makes. First, no one will know. Just make sure I get one. Let it cool down. It'll burn my mouth right now. And I'm gonna serve it up. You really can sort of cut it like a wedge. So beautifully tender. We almost have a side dish of vegetables. Some juices on there. And then contrast, the most important part of cooking. You want some cool, thick yogurt. Oh, I can smell the lamb. It smells amazing in here. I wish you were all here to eat with me. And then you'd serve it with some naan so that you can break off a piece of bread and you might dip it in some yogurt and just use your hands and make yourself these amazing bites. As I devour this delicious dish, I just want to say thank you to Özlem for inviting us to Istanbul and for cooking with us and showing us her city.